Well, Andrew K P Leung is an independent China strategist, and he joins us now live from Hong Kong. Thanks so much for speaking to us. You know, the U.S. seems convinced that espionage is at play here. Huawei is ready to sign a pledge promising it's not at play. Would something like that ever be good enough? And if not, what would be to quell U.S. fears?
Well, I don't think that signing something like that would satisfy the U.S. Suspicions, and these suspicions of not only Huawei, but China as a nation that is threatening the American-led liberal order. So we are seeing not just on technology, on trade, on the South China Sea. I mean, it's a 360 degrees pushback. But coming back to Huawei, the reality is that, yes, Huawei is leading in 5G. That's why America is quite anxious to at least retard Huawei's leading position until the American kind of companies can catch up. But the fact remains that Huawei has built its position for the past several decades as supplying the world's major infrastructure. So the Huawei chairman was correct to say that Huawei's position in 5G is unlikely to be reversed anytime soon. But on the other hand, banning the supply of chips and various other and preventing Huawei taking advantage of Google's dominance on iPhone's communications is a different matter altogether. Because while Huawei has almost a monopolist position in this huge market inside China, outside China the choice is quite wide. And of course, people get used to the Google platforms, the Google applications, and YouTube, and so on and so forth. So the sale of Huawei phones outside China is going to be very, very severely hard hit.
Right.
Now, Huawei sells about half, slightly less than half of its phones overseas. But I think this is likely to be a hurdle Huawei has got to overcome. But eventually, Huawei has a very, very strong position technologically because 40% of its staff are devoted to R&D, and they have already developed 5G technology. There is no reason why they can not create search engines and platforms as powerful as Google.
That's quite possible. But I mean, these are world leaders here. We're talking about Google's apps, and that includes things like YouTube, which connects to an endless number of television sets, for example. How bad can that really hurt Huawei and its customer base, losing connectivity to those?
Well, as I said, that the inside China, you can't use Google anyway at the moment. I mean, that's been like this for decades. And of course, China has got its own search engines, and there are substitutes. For example, even China has got instead of WhatsApp, they've got WeChat, and there are and even YouTube, they've got Chinese substitutes. But outside China, the situation is different because there is no restrictions or no blockages as far as access to Google is concerned, unlike China, and people got used to all these applications.
Right.
And Google is a great search engine, so there's bound to impact Huawei. But as I said, it acts as an incentive for Huawei to develop its own technologies on that front.
Okay. Andrew Leung, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us, as always.